Hi favorite family, welcome back. My name is Clarice and I'm the owner of Favorite Stationery. So today we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to show you how I make my book, which is a handmade hardcover spiral notebook. So whether you're looking to start a stationery business yourself, or you just want to make a book of your own, or you just want to watch, you're in the right place today. So these are the materials. You need chipboard, black cardstock, white cardstock, white shimmer cardstock, plastic spiral binding coil, a needle nose plier, a Teflon bone for creasing, heavy duty double-sided tape, a single edge razor blade, a spiral punch, a ruler, pencil, and scissors. Also, you need a guillotine for paper cutting. So this might sound like a lot, and I'm not going to say that it's not, but for me, I really enjoy making my handmade products. I just take my time and work it. So today I'm going to show you step by step of how I make my handmade hardcover spiral notebook. So before I get started, I just want to make a short disclaimer. Y'all, please don't laugh at my supplies and this right here. So this is my baby's, what is this, Blue's Clues table. And yeah, I have to make it do what it do. Now I do have a portable work table that my husband just bought me this week, but for the most part, like, this is how I started off with this Blue's Clues table, and it works. So if you're worried about, like, oh, I don't have this, I don't have that, stop. Just completely stop, because that does not matter. You work with what you have. That's what I have done, and I've been doing pretty good for myself. So yeah, let's get to what's going on here. So basically what I just did is I took 2 chipboard sheets and I put a little piece of double-sided tape in the middle of them. That's the Teflon bone that I use, and I just slid it over to seal the boards together. So this is my black cardstock paper. It's 11 by 17 inches, and I cut it in several ways throughout the process. So the first time I cut 3 inches off of it. It needs to be bigger than your chipboard sheet, and my chipboard sheet is 8.5 by 11 inches. Also, another disclaimer, so this can be done in several ways. I'm not necessarily doing it a perfect way or the right way. Do what works for you. So me right here, what I'm doing is I have a pencil and I'm drawing a line that you can barely see, but I can see it. And what I'm gonna do is cut at that line. Also, this is a universal technique for whatever size you want your book to be, but I have supplies for the size of my book, which is 8.5 by 11 inches. And this is me just cleaning as I go. So what I'm doing now is I'm folding those edges over. And I'm using the Teflon bone to go back and forth and make it a true crease. So now it's starting to come together already. So now what I'm doing, I am taking the double-sided tape and I'm going to seal the chipboard to the black cardstock. And just a second ago, I cut the double-sided tape on the guillotine with the razor blade. And so on there, it comes off easily. So I pull it out on there and cut it. And so here's a warning about this double-sided tape. The kind that I have is very sticky and it will stick to the wrong thing if you're not very careful. So the guillotine does really good with releasing the tape, and I use the razor. I can't remember if I told y'all this already, but I use the razor to cut the tape. So yeah, you don't want to use scissors on this tape because it's just not gonna work. And I also use the bone to flatten the tape. So again, right here, I have to be very careful about where I want this, because once it's down, it's down. And so right here, I use the bone again to make sure it has a good seal. And now I am going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to put the tape. I usually use 3 strips. Some people might say that's too much, but I want a sturdy book cover. So now we're going to peel the protector off of the tape and seal the edges. So on one side of the cardboard, I leave extra space to punch holes for the spiral. And I think right here I'm making an arrow with the pencil to let me know which side that is. And from here, it's the right side. So now we're going to cut black cardstock paper again. So we want to cut it to fit the book size, which is 8.5 by 11. And so I'm doing that now. But first, we're going to use a few more pieces of tape, and we're doing this to make sure that this inside cover is well sealed down. We don't want any flappy edges. So remember, I said that I left a part of the cardboard open where I was going to put the spiral holes. And you can just watch and see where I'm putting the tape strategically. Okay, so it's ready for that inside cover to go on. And remember my warning, you have to be very, very careful about how you seal this down, because once it's there, it is there. Believe me, I learned the hard way. I have shed some tears doing this step right here. So yeah, just take it slow. So yay, we have the foundation of our cover. It's really smooth. It is perfect. So now we're going to use our spiral punch. So this is a 2-hole spiral punch. I have not purchased the binding machine that I really want. It'll make it much easier, but until then, this is good enough. So it's called the We Are Memory Keepers Spiral Punch, and it's just so cute. It gets the job done. So I'm coming along, punching the holes on the side that I designated. And right here, it like burst. So it only holds a certain amount of material inside. And so I just kept going. So you see here, we have a perfectly punched line of holes. And so this is my favorite cover design. I made it on Canva and I put it on the white shimmer cardstock. And here we're going to seal it with the 3 strips of tape. So we're going to peel the tape, and once again, be very careful about how you attach it. Perfect. And right here, I'm using the chipboard to make sure that the cover is sealed without smearing the ink on the cover. And so now we're going to do the same thing for the cover on the inside. And so for this one, it didn't go down the way I wanted it to exactly, but it's okay. That's a part of the hand making process. Each cover won't be the same. but it can be close. So now you've made your front cover, and you're going to repeat the same thing for the back cover. And now we're going to use our spiral punch to put the holes in the paper and our coil on. So my book is about 127 pages, and this is a process in itself. The printing, the front and the back of a page, it can be tedious. But we're almost there. So what I'm doing is I'm going to end up taking about 4 bulks of paper to spiral punch. And it's full again. So while I'm doing this, I'm going to take this time to talk about my cover. First of all, I love it and I wouldn't change it for the world, but please consider ink when you're designing your cover. So my cover takes up a lot of ink. I have ran through so many ink cartridges. Like, the ink is expensive, so really consider that when you're doing your design. Also, if you see this and you're like, girl, this is too much. Like, you do this for just one book? Yes, I do. And I understand. So there are plenty of ways to go about it. I myself even have like a simpler version. It's called the Favorite Mini. I have one that is just 8 months, and then I also have one that is journal pages only. So there's ways to get around doing as much work. So I buy these covers pre-colored, and it takes very little ink. But for right now, I'm enjoying the process of it all. So let me get off my tangent and get back to this book cover. So here we have the front, the back cover, and we have the paper with the holes punched. And now it looks so good. It looks so good. So now we're going to take the spiral coil and we're going to put it in. It is very simple. So you're going to buy the coils according to the amount of papers you have. So mine, I could have got it a little bit smaller, but it's better to be too big than too small, because you want to give your paper plenty of space to move comfortably. So right here, I just like to check and see if the papers are flowing well before I cut and crimp the coils. Right here, I'm cutting the coil at the edge of the book. And now I'm going to take the needle nose pliers and crimp the ends. I try to just crimp them down to a 90-degree angle. And now I'm going to do the other. The first one went straight down, but this one I'm having a little problem with. So I'm not satisfied with it, so I'm just trying it again. And that's pretty much it. This is how I make my book. And even though I was like super tired from trying to get the right angles while making it, I enjoyed the process. So here we are. The spiral is on, the pages are gliding, the book is booking, and that's it. That's how I make my planner journal combo. And hopefully this has inspired you to make your own or to purchase from Favorite Stationery, because you know it's made with intention. Okay, Favorite family, I hope you enjoyed seeing me make my handmade hardcover spiral notebook. All right, I'll see you next time right here at Favorite Stationery. Goodbye.
Like and subscribe.